Hello everybody, it's Sephiroth4 for the weekly update. So a bunch of stuff to talk about this week. Um, let's start off with the update part of the update, because why not? Crisis Core, as I've said like 3 weeks in a row, it's actually finishing this week. There are 2 episodes left. Two-parter finale, Monday and Tuesday, so that's going to go up then. The rest of the week I'm probably going to upload the rest of Inside, since 3 episodes. That would be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and that would finish that up. Um, so maybe we'll get a fresh start next week on a new Let's Play. I have some ideas. I don't know if I want to do like a main Let's Play or just do like random little projects in between, because my friend Lancer D 1984, 1986. Don't. I'm very tired. 1986, right? Yeah. You're the same age as my older brother, I think. Now I have to look it up, Dovey. I'm sorry. I have a really bad memory. So he just did a let's play of a randomizer on A Link to the Past, which seems like 1984. Oh, okay. So you're as old as my older sister. I was right the first time. Don't listen to me. So it's like a randomizer of A Link to the Past. What it does is it takes all the chests and mixes them up, and it was really fun to watch as Let's Play. And I'm thinking of either doing a stream of that or making my own Let's Play of it, because it seems really fun, and I haven't really seen Zelda randomizers before. My little brother's also trying to get me to do some sort of Pokemon Nuzlocke or randomizer, so maybe I would stream that or something. I'm not really sure. If you guys have suggestions of specific games or ROM hacks or whatever that you would want to see with that, let me know. But yeah, so that's that. But yeah, so Inside and Crisis Core are going to finish this week. I haven't really figured out what I'm going to be doing for much games yet. I'll figure out something. I usually do PC games for them, but I don't have anything like really set yet. Maybe I'll do BioShock. I don't know. I honestly really don't know. Um, I haven't really had time to think about um, upcoming projects, but I'll talk about that later, or the inclination anyway. So yeah, so those are all doing things. What else is happening in the news? I'm going fishing hopefully this week. I haven't done that in several years, so that's pretty cool. Um, used to go fishing a lot as a kid. More Pokemon were announced because the VGC stuff is going on, I think, or whatever. I don't know. But they announced a few new Pokemon, and they're all adorable and horrifying, and I love them still. So that's that. I don't know. I really don't know. I had like a whole plan of things to say, but my brain isn't like working well lately. Let's see. Proton John on his stream channel, like Proton John's live stream, whatever it's called. It's a channel where he uploads his live streams, like his old live streams. So he recently put up his Dead Space series of streams where he played through the entire game of Dead Space. This is just bothering me. And that's like with the origin of the door god idea. If you guys are followers of Proton John, you know what I talk about, but there's like an emote for his subscribers and stuff like that. So yeah, that's the origin of that, and it was fun. I missed most of that stream, or most of the streams plural, that he did with that, so it was good to see it again. I was pretty sick at the time, if I recall. 2013 was not a fun year for me. And he also put up last night, which I went to sleep at 4 a.m. because of it, 4:30. He put up the stream where he first played Bomberman Act Zero. And that stream I did not miss. I watched that whole thing, and that was a long stream. It was like a 10-hour stream or something. But that stream was just a wonder. I was there's like he did Pepsi Man on that stream. He Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, Super Mario Bros 2, obviously Bomberman, and that was when they're like, yeah, let's do multiplayer, and then Juker showed up, and he had the game, so he just showed up on the thing, and the crowd went wild. The chat was like the craziest thing, all going against John for that. But yeah, so that was something, and that just started a whole legend, and the Baz leagues, Barman X Zero, MLG Pro leagues, and stuff like that. I ended up getting a copy of Bomberman online for like $2, and I got to play against John once. So it was worth the buy, and he signed it for me at the last MagFest. So all around, good times. But yeah, so it was just fun seeing that, and like the rest of the stream was really fun. So that was nice to have last night. Let's see. Also, no, I'm not really sure. This past week wasn't entirely productive for me. I'm gonna talk about myself, and then we're gonna go finish off on a higher note with the stuff portion. Where did I put? Oh, I supported my drawing book, or I supported my alpaca on the drawing book, so I'm gonna have to knock him over later. So this past week, I didn't mention it last week because I completely forgot, because last Sunday was not a fun day either. Thursday, I haven't slept much in the past bunch of days. Thursday, I had another PET scan. I have it like every few months to see how my treatment is going. And what it's been like for the past forever, and by forever I mean like over a year. It's been steadily like the scan, the PET scan. They inject a radioactive dye, and then you wait a little bit for uptake, for like the cancer cells to metabolize the sugars, and then it shows up on a scan. So for the past bunch of times, like the more metabolic activity there are, which means the more active the cancer, the brighter the spots would be. So for the longest time, the spots were getting ever so slightly dimmer every single time. We talked about this back in May. That it's currently below the point where it would be diagnosable cancer, but we know it's still there. But it still keeps going down. So this past Thursday, we had the scan, and it showed a brighter area in the sacrum, like the tailbone area. I think that's where the sacrum is. So we're not really sure what to do with that, because it's entirely possible that the scan just, the doctor said maybe I was just sitting for too long on that, and it was just whatever. I didn't even know I had a bit of cancer there in the first place. I thought it was further up on my spine, which is bothering me. But so we're going to be getting a different scan in 2 weeks, or a week and a half at this point, the last day of August, to see if there's been any spread, because we need a different type of scan to corroborate whether or not this is an artifact, which means it's just an anomaly, or it's something to worry about. So, this has not been a fun weekend for me, because my life has been a living hell for a very long time, and I've had the ups and downs. It hasn't been like an entirely uphill, progressively better thing, because it started off like really sucking, and then it sucked even more, and then it was just on like a flat plane of being really nasty for several years. But we have had setbacks in the past, and a few times, and they always led to a shakeup and things like that. But this time was hurt me more because 3 weeks ago I had just we were talking about this in the weekly update. 3 weeks ago I had just been given, I guess, permission to lay off on some of the on the chemo that I was taking that was making me sick, and only take the chemo that was targeting the genes as opposed to targeting the uh, cells' ability to reproduce. So that chemo, which I take daily, I took this morning still, uh, doesn't make me sick. So the past month has been one of bliss and joy, where I finally started thinking about like time in terms of like blocks of time as opposed to the 3 week cycle that I have of 1 week of taking the chemo that makes me sick, then like a week or half a week to recover from that, and then a week and a half to actually live the rest of my life, and repeating that. And that was my time. I don't see time in months or days. It was that 3 week cycle, and it's been like that since the end of 2013. So almost 3 years straight now. It's really bothering me. 1 second. There we go. So almost 3 years straight now, and so we've been lightening it up slowly but surely. And I started, taking the lighter, like a lighter version of chemo last year, which was what I was taking for almost a year straight, which allowed my hair to grow back. And then starting, I was taking that for a while. And then starting this past, like I said, last month, I was able to, just have a normal time, like not have nausea, not have gastrointestinal troubles, not, I'm not going to describe the other host of side effects I have, but suffice to say, it made living a normal life extremely difficult. It it addled my brain to no end, which, as if you guys followed me on Twitter during the chemo weeks, I would essentially become manic depressive, and just like also just forget where I was and what I was doing and what day it was and things like that. And it wasn't a way to live. So I finally was able to stop that, and I actually let myself start thinking about maybe I could start taking college classes again. Maybe I'll reteach myself how to drive, because I haven't driven since before my cancer diagnosis 3 years ago, over 3 years ago now. I used to be very good at driving. Maybe we can go away somewhere, because I'm not tethered to the hospital. As the doctor was saying, instead of seeing us on a 3 week basis, he would see him on a monthly basis, which would give me a very large block of time to move around. And I was thinking maybe I can now like start going away to friends and stuff. And then life was like, screw you. And yeah, so this has not been a very enjoyable bunch of days, because I let myself get hopeful about my immediate future, and I started thinking about the far future, which is not something that I had done in several years. And I was not ready for the fact that it would be ripped away from me so fast. I knew that it was going to change at some point, because I can't just live at some point I'm either going to have to get surgery or radiation therapy, just to like destroy whatever tiny remnant is left at the end. And like we're waiting for it to get to a point where we can just smash it in the face, and we're not there yet, and it's going to take a while because it's dying really slowly. But now it's very possible that either it's not dying and we have to do something new already, which that means I don't know what the hell I'm doing with the rest of my year, or it's spread And that means that we're going to have to take more drastic measures. And I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with the rest of the next few years. So I've been living the past few days absolutely like I can't even describe it. So interspersed with happy fun things like the Proton John streams, which like I don't know if you guys have a similar thing, but like watching people like John and Lucajin pretty much. There's other Let's Players I follow that I really enjoy their content, but for some reason John and Lucajin, like I don't know, their videos and commentary resonate with me in a way that nothing else does, and it actually makes me happy. It doesn't. I'm not just entertained. I'm happy, and I appreciate that. And so yeah, until we get the scans in a week and a half, I'm not really sure what I'm going to be doing with myself. Because I usually consider myself to be either calm and collected or at least jaded towards my outlook in a realistic slash cynical way, which has I've had to adapt to in order to survive the past 3 years. But I started trying to change myself back into old Dovey, and it was too soon. And it was too late for me to just put a break on that because I was already trying to transition. And yeah. So things really suck, is what I'm trying to say. Also, Final Fantasy 15 got delayed till October. What's up with that? Although I'm not entirely unhappy because next month we're still getting Dragon Quest VII on the 3DS and Yokai Watch 2, and I'm still playing No Man's Sky, so, you know, having Final Fantasy 15 then would have been kind of a bother to play. And also I'm getting the Ultimate Collector's Edition because I do these things now apparently, and that's $290. And on top of all the other things I'd be paying for that month, that would have sent me over my amount of money that I have to spend. So it's kind of nice that it's getting pushed off. The problem with October is that that's Paper Mario Color Splash and The Last Guardian. So we'll see what happens then. Or is it October? No, it's not October, it's November. It's getting pushed off till like the week after Pokemon Sun and Moon come out. That was the problem now. Nothing else is happening in November, but like I'm gonna have like Sun and Moon. First world problems, am I right? But anyway, let's move on to happier things. Like I said, I'll get through this eventually. But like I was spending the last few weeks, I was like going swimming and just living it up really, because now it's like I was free. I had a reprieve and it was nice. And now I'm going to spend a week and a half until I get the second scan in perpetual fear of all the horrible things that it might show. Because that's what my mind does. Like, I don't think, well, we'll see what it is, because I used to be able to do that, but I can't seem to do that now. Now it's, well, it was fun while it lasted. And now everything sucks. But anyway, stuff from Christy. It's a nice way to segue, right? She sent Pokemon cards. E-Reader Nidoran card. I don't really have that many e-reader cards, but I do have an e-reader. and it was pretty cool. Also, Delta species Larvitar and Pupitar. They're a fire type, so that's pretty cool. Also, a dark Pupitar that is fighting and dark type. So, yay, that's really cool. Also, a picture of John and myself as Peridot and Garnet. I really like Garnet Roth, by the way. Like, really like Garnet Roth. I think that's like awesome. I watched until whatever they had on Hulu for Steven Universe, which is the middle of season 2, is like episode 22. That was the one about Garnet's origin story, and how she met Rose and Pearl. So that was pretty nice. And now I need to figure out where the heck to find my episodes, because it's not on Hulu. And I kind of want to watch it legitimately, because I would like the creators to actually make money off of my viewing. But in the meantime, my little brother and I have been watching Gravity Falls on Hulu instead. And surprisingly, that show is fantastic. I don't think I like it as much as Steven Universe, but it's a completely different type of show anyway. Like, I don't know if I can compare that, but it's pretty solid. Like, I've given up. I had given up on Cartoon Network and Disney and Nickelodeon after, I don't know, like 2005 or so ish, just because they started making garbage, like a lot of garbage. And I still don't like things like Uncle Grandpa or The Amazing World of Gumball or whatever Flapjack and other trash you kids watch these days. So I gave Steven Universe a pass because it was Cartoon Network, and I gave Gravity Falls a pass because I was Disney XD. And I was wrong. I will freely admit the fact that I was wrong about those shows. And Gravity Falls has really good writing. The only thing that bothers me is the fact that there's like the main love interest is between a 12-year-old and a teenager, and like I understand that it's the kid audience, but like how far you can't go very far with that because they're children, and it bothers me for some reason because I don't know. Sick. You're all sick. I'd much rather ship Stivani from Steven Universe. I know they're kids too, but there's that whole fusion thing and stuff. I don't know what that's supposed to be an allegory for, and I don't want you to tell me. I read too much into that show, by the way. But there are a lot of interesting lessons. I just like especially with like the bits and snippets you see of the Gem homeworld, and what a terrible place that was. Like classist and racist and all the terrible, terrible people there. But anyway, what else did I do this week? Alright, so my aunt gave me this coat, and it still had the anti-theft device in it. Obviously it's not active, but it's like one of those things, like if you remove it from the store, it will explode these packets of ink, of dye. Forced removal will release ink and may cause injury. So it's an anti-theft device, and if you try to take it off on your own, then it smashes the ink and it ruins your clothing. So for some reason the store clerk didn't remove this half of it, just the outside half. So yeah. Also, I'm gonna have to move you guys. I'm sorry. So before Thursday, I started drawing a few things last week. One of them's not done, so you're not going to see it. But it should be nice when I actually get it right. Let's see, I showed you the Lucagen thing. So my friend Zach, Mr. Movies A7, wanted me to draw Tycho from Penny Arcade, so I did. And it's actually not too bad, really. This was a quick sketch also. I did it in like 40 minutes. So yeah, it's not bad. The other picture I started, but it involves several characters, and I just can't get one of them right, and it's driving me nuts. So that's that. Also, just looking back on this, like this is my drawing, my drawing notebook. I don't know. I have no idea where I got it from, honestly. I think I just found it in my room. But just looking back at like some of the stuff I did, like the football thing for Proton John. I drew this. This is from Resident Evil 5. I drew this when I was on chemo, 3 years ago. So that was something. Like just looking back is like 2013 drawings. And then there's just a huge skip to 2015. 2014 kind of sucked for me. And then another skip. Like the first bunch of pages here, there's like, I don't know, 10, 7, 5 pages of like 2013. And then the rest of the time, my little brother's really insistent on talking to me. The rest of it, like twice as or 3 times as many drawings, all from this year, starting in April. So it's because of Steven, not Steven Universe, Steven GT, who started drawing and then inspired me to actually start drawing. But yeah, this past week I haven't really had that inspiration, so that sucks. Anyway, I'm gonna stop taking up your time. Thank you very much for your support and just everything. And especially the people that helped me on Thursday, when I was like really spiraling down. And yeah, I'm not expecting good news in a week and a half, but here's hoping for a lack of bad news. So this has been Sephiroth4 with a weekly update. Also, I'm registered for MagFest now, so yay! Bye everybody. Bye bye.